Huh?
Both
Well,
Democrats.
yes, of course. That's why I'm down there. My sister and I.
Carolinas can't be
One
tricky.
thing we didn't do was test the volume on this guy. Yeah, this is plugged into the computer, so we know. Okay. All right, where's the volume? Okay, good. I think we're.
Yeah, we're recording.
I'm gonna make them connect with the area.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Terrific. Yeah, yeah. That's a great idea.
Nice. You're out. That's great.
Are you guys all ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is.
Wonderful. And a hush fell over the room. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. We know you had a choice of where you could spend this very summery fall evening, but we're happy that you're spending it with us. Before we get started, I'm just going to ask as a courtesy, if you have any phones that are on anything other than silent, if you could put those in a silent mode so that everybody can hear. Tonight you're going to be hearing about a $1 trillion industry, one that is perfectly poised and positioned to dominate, with a company that's perfectly poised and positioned to dominate in this industry and in this marketplace. It's the largest economic trend in world history, according to Paul Zane-Pilzer. And we are very lucky to have Amy Holmwood this evening, who's going to be updating us on what has happened since the clip aired that we're going to take a look at. She's going to go over the science and the information about the company, and you're going to hear just wonderful, amazing things, and your mind will be blown. I'm telling you, it will. I want to tell you a little bit about Amy. She's an investor and an entrepreneur, and she has been in the health and wellness industry, the sector. This is where she's been, like where her business has been for the last 2 decades, while simultaneously building a successful financial services practice. She's also a Lyme disease sufferer, so she comes at this with a passion for educating people in natural alternatives and ways to achieve better health and achieve better finances. So without further ado,
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kat. Thank you for opening up your office to us. And I haven't been here yet, and I should be here more often because this is right down the street, which is so convenient. So thank you. It's really great to be here, and it's great to be. Yes.
Just real quickly, are you ladies local?
Yeah, I lived right down the road.
Great. I thought you were in from like.
Where do you live?
Well, I was in. I did come in from some. No, yeah, we're local. We're here in the area, and there are people that have moved in from Maine and different places. But as you can see here, this is the Washington D.C. Life Vantage business. These are the leaders in the room. So you can see that there's a tremendous amount of opportunity in this area. So I'm going to, you guys we're recording this tonight, and you're not going to see our faces until a little bit later. So we're going to start out talking about a new subject. It's called nutrigenomics. And that is where nutrition and phytoplants can activate gene expression in the body. And this is something that's going to be very big, and it's just starting out very small right now because not a lot of people understand this category. And now with science, and also you're looking at different healing modalities that have become more popular in the United States, where we can actually look with the technology now to prove that plant-based nutrition actually works, and it's worked for thousands of years, and this is why it continues to be used in these other cultures. But now in the United States, because we like evidence-based medicine and science, don't we? Mm-hmm. So we're fortunate today to be able to show you some evidence-based information. We're the first company in the world that actually has the kind of evidence that we're going to provide you tonight that people really, really want to look to. And the company is called Life Vantage. Let's see if this will switch slides here because I have not used this before. So I want to make a disclaimer. A lot of what we're talking about might sound like we can make medical claims, because we do, as a company, have 22 peer-reviewed published studies. Many of those are on diseases like cancer and like heart disease. So, but just know that the things that we're going to talk about tonight, we cannot make any medical claims. We can't say that what we're talking about will treat, cure, or heal any disease, but we can make some medical claims, and we are regulated by the FDA. The FDA does regulate the manufacturing of the nutraceutical industry. It also regulates claims that companies can make. And we can actually make some really significant claims. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. But as Dr. Kat was saying, we are in the next trillion-dollar industry in a sector of that. The trillion-dollar industry we're talking about it encompasses everything that you see everywhere that you're looking. So there's a Whole Foods down the street now. There's the Mom's Market. There's yoga studios, Soul Cycle. Like all the new businesses that are opening in these beautiful new shopping centers are all around fitness and yoga studios. Do you guys acknowledge that? So that's a sector that more money is going to be flowing through than any other sector right now for a very long period of time, because I don't know how big the next trillion-dollar industry, it's the next trillion-dollar industry. So we're a sector of that, and we're the nutraceutical sector that we're going to disrupt, because the information that we're going to talk to you about with respect to nutrigenomics and plant-based nutrition is changing the way that people are going to do antioxidant therapy. It's going to be different. It's not going to be the vitamins that you used to take. That's going to be like a fax machine. Is anybody in here using a fax machine anymore? There might be a doctor or two. Dr. Kat, come on.
I have one.
Okay? But the point is, not a lot of people use fax machines. Don't they use a scanner now and it goes right through the computer? Or you use your phone. You don't even use with checks. You scan the check, boom, it goes right into the bank. So it's the same thing in this sector. The vitamin sector, antioxidant sector is going to permanently be disrupted because there's going to be a new category, and it's called nutrigenomics. And it's very exciting. And we're with a company that is pioneering this. We're also with a company that's been doing it longer than anyone else. So this is very exciting. Now, most people that hear this information, because they're not necessarily hearing it from a doctor, I'm a financial advisor. Dr. Kat, that's a different story. But you're hearing something from me. You don't have to be a doctor to be a part of this. You have to be somebody that wants to be where money's flowing in the economy, in the new economy. And if you're not in that, in a business that's in that, you might want to consider being a part of it, because how else are you going to participate? So ignorance is when you reject information that you don't know anything about. So I want you guys to be open-minded to what you're going to hear tonight. And if you have any questions, I'd like you to hold them to the end. And whatever questions you have, we're going to do everything we can to answer those questions for you. And it might not be tonight because maybe we can't answer all your questions, but we're going to get you the information that you need to at least understand what we're talking about. Now, opportunities come and go, right? Does anybody feel like they missed an opportunity before? Like you could have bought AOL when it came out. Or I bought Pixar. That was a lot of fun. Okay, Krispy Kreme donuts, whatever. I'm glad you didn't do that one. But yeah, you probably could have made a lot of money in that. Yeah. So what you're looking at right now is one of those things. And you can decide, and we're not in the convincing business. We're just giving information that whether you want to participate in this in a number of ways. There's different ways to participate in this. And we're not attached to how you do it. We just want you to know what we're doing and what we're excited about. But we know what we know, which is this opportunity that we're showing you tonight is right now as far as the beginning of the opportunity. And the beginning is when the most successful people actually have results, because they're the ones paving the way and laying out the foundation for an opportunity. And then later on, they're the ones that are the beneficiaries of that. And so that's why I'm standing here on a Wednesday night. I just came in from Philadelphia this morning. I did 2 meetings there. Yesterday, I did 4 meetings the day before that. I mean, it's just been like boom, 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 because this is the time right now. And being able to recognize a business opportunity. And I just want to throw this out there, and then I'm going to get into the company and the science. But I want you to think about timing, trends, next trillion-dollar industry, where you are in your life right now, what's your future look like, and where you could create the kind of opportunity that you're seeing right now, how that could ever happen again. The first thing I'm going to do is show you an ABC News report that is history in the making. When this happened, John Quinones, 10-time Emmy Award-winning investigative reporter, took his blood on national TV, and this has not been replicated again, where a company was actually showing a result that we're going to show you, which is that his blood looked like the blood of a baby, which at the cellular level, which means it had no damage to it at all. It was perfect, absolutely perfect. So wouldn't that be nice when you're 55 or 60 years old to have your blood taken? It looks just like you were when you were a baby. Does that sound good to anybody? That's what happened. And I'm going to show you this. I'm showing you a shorter version tonight because we want to watch the debate. Do we not?
No.
No.
If Jerry Springer was
Jerry Springer's the moderator. Okay, I'm kidding. He should be. Now, do we have?
Yeah, that's funny.
It's a supplement. It's called Protandum, and it's a combination of 5 exotic plants that have been around for centuries.
Quinones has been taking Protandum for 2 weeks now and tells Extra.
I am sleeping better. I feel a lot better, and also energized when I do wake up.
Prime time puts Protandum to the test tonight.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. Inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. This is a pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. And we all have it. And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandum, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
We may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandum a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandum work on me?
The scientific evidence is there. The pieces seem to make sense. The question is, does this translate into something that humans can take advantage of?
So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandum is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic.
There's a huge human experience with each of these ingredients. They've been used often in traditional medicine in India and China and many other cultures, in some cases centuries and centuries.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses. It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, depression, Alzheimer's disease, depression.
We make no claims about curing any disease or preventing any disease.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%. That's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed. The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe.
Somebody's writing on the screen. We have this is a live, it's just broadcasted right now. So I apologize for that. When people talk, somehow somebody's writing on that. So sorry guys about the slides.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you didn't notice?
Well, they're still there.
No, somebody's touching the screen, and we're going to have to make sure that we have it set up so that nobody can touch the screen, or they can't change the screen. So I'm going to give you, this is as much of a science lesson as, I'm a science geek. You guys, you don't have to know about the science, but I want you to know just a little bit, because it's really important to understand how big this is, what's happening, and how we're changing the paradigm of what people thought they were going to do with an antioxidant therapy, which is traditionally vitamins. 67% of the population in the United States takes a vitamin every day. So we know we have a big market for this. So most vitamins are in that you directly consume, those antioxidants can come from foods as well, are all in the bottom of this pyramid, secondary antioxidants. And this might be, some people might be confused and say glutathione, well, that's something that your body makes, but it's also a supplement, but it doesn't work. You can't really digest it. So down here, these are vitamins that are the ones that most people are buying today. What we have with Protandim is we have a pathway that we're activating in the body that's turning on your own body's antioxidant production. And this is what's the market disruptor, is that rather than taking antioxidants, we're going to have our body make them, because they work in a much more powerful way and they're much safer. Because vitamins actually trick the body into thinking it doesn't need to do a certain job. Where this, we're just going with nature and having the body do what it's supposed to do, and we're activating the pathway with natural nutrition coming from herbs. So these three enzymes are going to neutralize free radicals, which is what oxidative stress is. And I'm going to talk about oxidative stress. I'm going to talk about that little news report and how important that was to the company. But basically, those enzymes, SOD, catalase, and glutathione, are what neutralize free radicals in mammals. And that is what reduces oxidative stress, which is why it was such a result when you saw John Quinones. His oxidative stress went down by 45% in 14 days to that of a baby. Now that is literally when you look at the cellular level, that oxidative damage, that's the aging process. That's what that measures. It's age. It's an age-related measurement. So if you could look at your cells as if they were a newborn baby, that's a big deal. Do you guys understand that? That's never been replicated again. And we actually have a human study that was completed to prove that this was replicated over and over and over again in humans. It's the first company that has had anything like that. So it's because we're activating the pathway in the body that turns on these enzymes that work at 1,000,000 to 1 in neutralizing free radicals instead of 1 to 1.
Do you have the clinical study with you?
Yeah, I can show it to you. So if people want to see the clinical studies, they want to see the 22 published studies, we have all that data for you to take a look at. It's also at the National Institute of Health right down the street. That big granite library there is housing all of our data, including hundreds and hundreds of thousands of other peer-reviewed articles, all in science and research and medicine. We happen to be a part of that, which is amazing. So it's because of the research that we have that makes this very compelling from a business perspective. It's very unusual that companies like ours have anything like this. And it is because of the enzyme production that gets activated when you take Protandim, that the oxidative stress, which is the root cause of disease in mammals, was reduced by 40%. And that is something that got a lot of attention when that news report came out, and I'm going to talk to you about the company, but I want to give you just one more piece of data, which is something called NRF2. NRF2 is a protein, and that protein is the way to get the body to turn on those enzymes. So your body,
Natural, synthetic.
it's natural, and I'm going to ask you to hold your questions until the end, because I really, yeah, guys, Jackie, it's totally fine. No worries, but I want to get through this, and I would love to talk to you afterward, because I was just like you. I was like, I needed to know everything. So NRF2 is a protein. Your body's a blueprint. Has anybody looked at blueprints before, like for a house, build a house, electrical system, you got the water, the plumbing, right? If you screw it up, you got a big problem. Your body's a blueprint. That blueprint has little switches to make things work, and those switches are called proteins. The switch that turns on the body's antioxidant production is called NRF2. It's a protein that was discovered in 1994 by Japanese scientists. Since that happened, so much research is going on in this, because this switch is the way to prevent disease in humans. So you think that's important? If there's one switch that can protect the cells, which is the reason that most diseases occur, we can get the cells protected, we're good to go. So there's a lot of other videos I'm not going to show that are embedded in this presentation. One of them is about the NRF2 pathway, and it's a little science lesson. I'm not going to give it to you tonight, but if anybody wants to see this, I'll be happy to send you this information. Oxidative stress. Why is oxidative stress so important to us? Why is that? It is because it is free radical damage. You know the theory of aging? It's called the free radical theory of aging. Well, what's free radical damage? It's called oxidative stress. That's how we age. If you slow it down, oxidative stress, we age more slowly. Does that sound good to anybody?
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily about living longer. I mean, maybe not everybody wants to live longer. Maybe they want to live a healthier life. So if you don't age as fast, you're generally just going to be a healthier person. And that is what we're looking for. We're looking for vitality, and we're looking for preventing diseases. That's what I'm looking for. That's what most people I know are looking for. So this information is also something people are looking for, proof. So there are 150,000 peer-reviewed published studies, the National Institute of Health, just on the condition of oxidative stress. And there are probably more than that now, because this slide, 163,000. Dr. Kat, thank you. Every day there's more data coming out about oxidative stress and how it's connected to literally every disease that humans are dealing with right now. So is this important when every disease is potentially caused from this condition and we can slow that down? Yes. So there are more and more articles being published, and there are more pro-tandem articles being published as well. We now have 22. When I started in Life Vantage, we had 12. We have 10 more studies, and the studies just keep getting better and better. And I'm so fired up because I love all the science. Now, pollution and toxins are a really big problem with respect to oxidative stress. Really, really big problem, because they cause more free radical damage. What is free radical? It's how we age, right? So the toxins are killing us, you guys. And we have people in here who are working at Mom's, for example, which is my favorite store. I like to go shopping there because the food is clean, right? Why do we want clean food? Because we don't want to have more oxidative stress. We don't want food coloring, preservatives, additives in our foods. We don't want genetically modified organisms. Now, can we get away from jet fuel, diesel, and the gas pump? Who in here has an electric car?
Partially.
Okay,
Hybrid.
cool. 10 years from now, everyone in here is going to go, 10 years, everyone will have an electric car or some kind of electric car, right? It's definitely happening because fuel is just a disaster. 92% of the air in the world where people live has higher levels of pollution for human consumption than it should. 92% of the places that people live. So I don't know where you're going to live. You want to live by yourself somewhere where there's no one around? Not so good. So all of that stuff, you guys, this is why this is so important. It damages the DNA. That's who you are. You have your own blueprint, and it's getting messed up. We're not supposed to be having all these chemicals. This is not the human condition that we're supposed to be living within. And we are, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we have to be way more aggressive to take care of ourselves and our children, because they're the ones that are really, really getting hurt. Because when we grew up, it wasn't quite as bad. But the kids now are growing up with so much crap everywhere. Everywhere. The chem lawn, at the schools, even the hand sanitizers, all the fragrance, the little Glade plugins and stuff. You guys get rid of all that stuff. It's chemicals and it's mutating your children. And it's no value judgment. I'm just telling you, that's what it's doing. All that stuff is from chemicals. It's all fuel. And people have it everywhere. And they don't know that Bounce dryer sheets, the scented laundry detergents. Is that what you want your kids' cells to look like? All that scented crap, fragrance and stuff, it's not real. And you're breathing it in. So we want the cells to go back to that. And that's what John Quinones' cells looked like in 14 days. And that's what my cells look like today at age 55. They look just like that. And I just had a procedure where I had to have my cells looked at, and they looked like that. And they said, wow, your cells look amazing. Your cells are so clean. Really? I already told you why. Now you want the proof? You just got it. It's very exciting to know that. So it's this rusting that we want to slow down. So I want to tell you how big and important from a business perspective the pharmaceutical companies think this is. Disease prevention. Now, not a lot of companies are really that excited about disease prevention, but if it's coming, they want to be a part of it. And these are the companies, Amgen, the biggest pharmaceutical companies on the planet are involved in the sector of NRF2 research. Because if someone's going to make money on it, they're going to be ones to do it. Because they'll come out with drugs to activate NRF2 for anti-cancer, anti-cardiovascular, anti-Alzheimer's, all that stuff is because oxidative stress is damaging the body. So if we can come up with a pill that reduces that, we can make billions of dollars, correct? Everybody wants that. And you know what? Aging is going to be a category as a disease in the future. So you'll be having anti-aging pills that you're going to be able to take. And those are going to be NRF2 activators, because NRF2 slows down the aging process. And I'm going to show you the proof of that shortly. So this is actually a different presentation than I was going to show tonight. So I'm going to skip through those. This is the more scientific presentation. I didn't realize it pulled up tonight. So here's an example, Jackie, just for you, okay? Here's what PubMed.gov, that National Institute of Health website, has research studies on Protandim. And this is what the screen is going to look like when you go put in Protandim. And it's going to say NRF2, the attenuation of cardiovascular disease. Attenuation means make it go away. Okay? That's with Protandim. Here's another one. The phytoactivation of NRF2 cardiomyocytes against oxidative stress. Those are those are the cells in the heart. Heart cells get preserved when they looked at Protandim in heart cells. So these are the kinds of studies that you can, and I'm not a doctor, but I did research and looked at all of this deeply before I got involved with the company. So these are some of the institutions who are studying and researching oxidative stress, NRF2, and Protandim. They've actually been involved in the research, completely separate from the company Life Vantage that I'm going to talk to you guys about in a minute. They didn't care about Life Vantage. They cared about why is Protandim doing these things? What is going on here? Let's learn about this. And they researched it. They weren't investors in the company. Maybe they are now. I don't know. So 40% in 30 days, 70% in 120 days. That's our market, you guys. Every mammal, every human being is going to want to have this information. I'm going to show you guys a video, and I'm not really sure which one it is because it's either going to be our longevity video. So I'm going to tee this up real quick. So there has been a research project at the National Institute on Aging, which is part of NIH. It's all about how can we live longer. And so they've been looking at mammals and studying mammals with different phytoplants, with different nutrients, and medicines that might extend life. And Protandim was included in their last research project. And it showed it's the only supplement that's ever been proven to extend life in a mammal. The first time it's ever happened. And this was very big for the company. This was just published recently. Oops, the wrong one. Let me go to the next one. Let's see here. I'll go through that in a minute. That's a video on our, if you guys want me to show the video on our different products, because we now have more products, I will show that to you, but I'm not going to show it right now. So let me tell you about what happened with this company, because a lot of people say, my God, this is just unbelievable. Why haven't I heard about this? This is insane, right? Is anybody thinking that when they first saw this? Like, if this was that good, like, how come I don't know about it already? And, you know, you didn't know about everything that was good before either, did you? Like, did you always know the best of everything the first time it came out? So why would you know that about this? So just accept that you just don't know about it until today, and it's still really good. So $5 million worth of orders came in after that news report aired that you saw. It was a brand new company. It was a biotech trading on the over-the-counter exchange. 7 employees, small company, lots of investors in the company, and $5 million of orders tried to get placed by people calling ABC News and sending emails, please get me that stuff that I saw on TV last night. And unfortunately, they didn't even say the company name. It was a disaster. The company got phone calls, they got emails, they couldn't facilitate the orders. So that was the beginning of the company. The company was formed, it's called Life Vantage. It was formed in 2003. And it produced Protandim in 2004 and started marketing it online. And it had the good fortune of, because of Dr. McCord, who you saw in the news report, very famous scientist, has a lot of credibility and got a lot of attention to get on that show. And that started this whole story, which is absolutely incredible what happened with this company, because it was ahead of its time. This was back almost 12 years ago. And, you know, did you remember we talked about the next $1 trillion industry? Do you remember 12 years ago, all these things with health and wellness everywhere 12 years ago? Has it changed a little bit? So this was being launched at a time when the market really wasn't ready for this. So the company got this really little trajectory. The stock went up. It was great. And then it started to go down again, because nobody could get their hands on it. Then it was in stores, and they never advertised. So it was in retail. They put it in CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, and then some of the nutrition stores like GNC and Vitamin Shoppe. 10,000 stores for 4 years. It was in stores, and it didn't move. People, all the investors are like, what, are you kidding me? Harvard just published a study. Like, why isn't everybody lining up out the door to buy this stuff? It was sitting next to the, you know, vitamin C pills for $19. You know, it's $50. It's plants, and it said for healthier longevity on the bottle. Nobody had any idea what it was, and nor did they know what these plants were that I'm going to tell you about in a minute that were inside of the pill. So it didn't work. So they almost went out of business. So in 2009, the company was literally, it was bleeding. And, you know, now you have investors saying, all right, guys, you know, we just got another study come in. Ohio State, Harvard, Louisiana State, Texas Tech, all these studies being published. Do you remember I said we can't make medical claims? So we couldn't use any of the studies. You can't put like an ad. We just had an article in Circulation Magazine that shows that this is amazing for your heart. Couldn't do that. So they couldn't figure out what to do. And they said, you know what, let's try direct sales. Some really smart people said, you know, if you put it in direct sales, you can have a conversation with somebody and say, hey, I want to show you a Circulation Magazine study, or I want to show you. So there were different studies that were being researched at that time. Anyway, they ended up putting into direct sales, and it was incredible what happened, because people got the information they needed. And all of a sudden, the company went to $200 million in 5 years, in the worst economy since the Great Depression. So this, they knew they had the right strategy, particularly in light of the economy, where people are looking for other ways of making money. They needed income streams. There were a lot of successful people that got started in this in the beginning, that were in other businesses that were real estate related and things that were just gone down the tubes. So it was a very good time for the company to attract people. So now where we are, we attracted some really, really good people. We got to 200 million. And now we're at this really unique place, because we never hit what's called momentum in a company, where we got to where we went to $1 billion. You know, we got to this place and we sort of took a breather and said, all right, we made it. We did it, right? We got to the 200. We're a successful company. We don't have any debt. We're trading on the NASDAQ, which is big board, you know, with the big boys. We were the 5th highest performing stock on the NASDAQ in the last 12 months. Now we're down a little. We're down 20% right now from where we were, but we're still really, really up there. And that's going to change soon, hopefully. We'll see. Peer-reviewed science, we now have 22 studies people can go and look to. We have 11 patents to protect Protandim, the formula of Protandim, which is 5 plants that have been used for thousands of years. Is it easy to patent a plant? Why were they able to do that?
Formulation.
The formulation together was greater than the sum of its parts. It became something different when they put it together, and they could prove that. And also, it did something in the body that they could patent. So there's a composition, and then there's on the patent, and then there's a patent on what Protandem does. We now have some strategic marketing that we're doing. Big, fastest growing sport in the world is called soccer. And the company decided that they wanted to attach their name, because we're going global, to the fastest growing sport in the world. And they spent $30 million on an endorsement with a team called Real Salt Lake. So Life Vantage, publicly traded company, is on the jersey of one of the top teams in the league. Happens to be in Salt Lake City, next door to the company's headquarters. So when you go to the company headquarters, which I do all the time, you see Life Vantage on the big sign for the stadium, Rio Tinto Life Vantage. And there's a big Protandem bottle on there. And it's so cool. You guys have got to see it. It's amazing. Just fantastic. Now we have, it just gets chills when I go there, because and I've been to some games, so we've all been, you guys have been to games, right? And the company gives us a deal on tickets, so it's a lot of fun, and we have a whole section, we do tailgating, it's a blast. We have 2 leaders in our company now that have been with us for 12 months. Now we are public, so we hire a CEO. We're not a mom and pop shop. We don't have an owner. So we got to find someone to run our company, and the board of directors does that. They've had 2 other CEOs that were not direct sales professionals. They were Wall Street people, and they did a good job getting us to 200 million. And then they didn't know what to do with us as distributors, which are a field force of incredible business people that needed a lot more technology. We had Protandem, got us to 200 million, but we needed a lot more to get to $1 billion. So these guys came in, and they basically asked the others to leave. And they brought the dream team in. And if I tell you that I've never worked with more professional people in my career, and I've been in I've worked with CEOs from my insurance background, and I've led insurance companies, and I've spoken to thousands of people, and I've been with these people, and these guys rock. Love them. Absolutely love them. Trust them. They know what they're doing. This guy, Darren Jensen, started 2 direct sales companies himself personally, started them as an owner, sold them, and they're still in business. They're very successful direct sales companies. He's also been with Nu Skin and Amway. I mean, these guys grew up in the industry. And Justin Rose, who's the chief sales officer, he helps us to give us what we need to run our businesses. And he's incredible. So now we have what we need, you guys, to get to $1 billion. That's why I really like to focus on the business, because I alone, and each of you alone, you don't know enough people on your own to just go and get everyone to be a customer. It's just not going to, we won't get enough traction. We need all of us to go and set up the network of distributors, just like somebody that we're just going to, in the beginning, get, to get the iPhone stores or the Starbucks franchises. Wouldn't that have been nice, 20 years ago, to get the franchises set up and then just get a piece of every cup coffee that's sold? A couple pennies on a coffee, great. I'd rather do that than go around one person at a time selling a bottle of yellow pills. So this company is at a place now where it has not hit critical mass yet. From a numbers perspective, this is the Peter Drucker S-curve. Every company has this. You start out, you're in formulation. We got to 200 million, and we're still. When we get to 500 million, we'll know we're in momentum when we get to that, because we now are going to have to double the company to get to that. I think that the earnings are coming in. Our fiscal year ended June 30th, 2016. We still don't have the earnings from that yet. We had to delay our earnings, which is why the stock's down a little bit. We had a new accounting firm come in, so we had to delay that a little bit. But the point is that we were up 34% in the last quarter in our sales worldwide. We know that this thing is starting to sing again, and we're going to be a part of that. So when that happens, 80% of the growth happens in companies like this when they start to go into momentum. We haven't had that happen yet. So we want to be a part of that as a business. So where are you? If you look at where you are in your lives, are you participating in where money's flowing in the economy in a major way in health and wellness? And if you're not, what are you going to do about it? Do you want to be a part of it? We're going to open a Pilates studio. You're going to open a yoga studio. You're going to go become a chiropractor like Dr. Kat, go back to school, go into debt. Are you going to, are you going to go to become an integrated nutritionist, and participate? Or are you going to get into a business? You're going to open up a store? Retail? No, nobody wants to do that. Retail's dead. You want to get a business on your smartphone? You can drop ship everything right here. You can have 2 apps to just go, hi, Siri, call, Marcy and set up a webinar tonight so we can invite 400 people from China to be on our webinar. Okay, I'll talk to you at 8 o'clock.
But I'm gonna get Australia.
I know. Well, we're not in China yet. Let's do Australia.
Okay.
So, so that's what I'm talking about. That's what I do a little bit. That's what. So here's the coolest part. Right now, we have about 80,000 active distributors that have bought product in the last 90 days. That's kind of the benchmark. They look at, well, how many active distributors are there in a company? The Direct Selling Association monitors companies that are still, they just monitor companies and say, okay, what are the statistics around companies that actually have a trajectory that this happens to? And who are the people that benefit the most? It's the ones that are the first 135,000 people are the ones that benefit the most. This isn't something that we made up. This is a fact. The industry has been around for decades. So this is a fact, and we know we're exactly not there yet. So we know we're in the right place at the right time. We also know that we have to be with a company that has predictable success. Most direct sales companies are out of business in 18 months. So if you are one of the first distributors, there's a high 95% chance that your company is going out of business. You have a 5% chance of success. So wouldn't it be nice to be with a company that still has less than 135,000 that's a successful company already? Now you have something. Now you actually it gives me chills. Now you have proof that you are at the right place at the right time.
And what did it say? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it said you're halfway there. Is that what you said? It should be.
We have 81. We have less than 135,000. That's
like
all that
80,
matters.
How many?
We have 81,000, give or take, approximately. Now, even when we get to 135,000 and then more, which we will soon, you're still amazing. These are the people that are the once in a lifetime opportunity. Like this won't happen again. That's why I said you guys pay attention, because what you're seeing right now is like AOL and one of those things you wish you would have done. And it's okay if you don't, because you're still okay. You didn't do AOL. You're not committing suicide. You're fine. But the point is that pay attention to this, okay? Because that's what this is right now. And that's why I'm standing here. And that's why I quit my insurance business to do this full time, because we're not there yet. And I can still bring people in to participate in this. Other business people who want to do the same thing I do, which is change the world one person at a time. And we can all participate in that financially, which is also really compelling. So I'm going to show you this video on the longevity study. That right there should take this company to $1 billion. That right there is enough right there. We don't need 22 studies. We just have that right there. Seriously, not kidding. We hit the lights again? I don't think people understand how big a deal that is for a business. The Huffington Post posted that. That was a big deal. There were 5 things to extend life, and there were meditation and different things. And then there was Protandim. There were so many hits on their thing that they thought it was a virus and they took it down. we still have, I still have it. So if anybody wants a copy of that, it's kind of cool. But we were kind of freaked out because where is it? And they said they thought it was some kind of a virus because there were so many people hitting that on the internet. So in the next 10 years, there will be 10 million new millionaires made in the United States. 10 million. That's a lot. Doesn't sound like enough, but it's a lot. Sounds like we should have more than that, but those are the statistics. And where the majority of them will be made are in the wellness sector. So that shouldn't surprise anybody based on the conversation we already had. That's where money's flowing. And in network marketing is where the majority of the millionaires are going to be made, because that's the way people want to buy stuff. They want to buy it online, and they don't mind buying it from somebody that's their friend. They'd actually rather buy it from a friend, especially if it's something really good. And they also want to make money because they need money, because we have a problem in the economy. People don't have enough money for retirement. 75% of the people don't have enough money for retirement. So we have two components here. We have our health platform, and then we have our wealth, financial security platform. And your health is a lot better when your wealth is tuned up as well. Do you guys agree with that? So this is an earnings claim statement that shows the company has to publish the earnings of distributors to Wall Street so that they can show what commissions are being paid out. And in this year, $92 million of total commission was paid out. That's the sum of those numbers. These are the ranks in the company, ranks 1 through 10. Now we actually have 12 ranks now. We added 2 more ranks that are starting in January that go above a Master Pro 10, which is someone that's doing $1 million a month in sales in their organization. Rank 1 is a person that's doing $1,000 a month in their organization. So whatever they're buying, whatever their customers and distributors underneath them are buying. And so what this simply shows is the total sum of money that's paid out in these ranks and what the average incomes that are earned by the people in those ranks. So you can kind of get a benchmark. If I was just doing $1,000 a month in my business, people were just ordering every month, I'd make about $120 a month, approximately, call it $100. Now this changes each year based on the total sales of the company. And rank 2 is $2,500 a month in your group. So it's 267. So it's almost like a 10% number, right? And as you move up, you see that this becomes fairly meaningful as you move up the ranks. And this is over and over and over again, incomes that are being earned. Now there are people in here that in this room who are excelling in these ranks significantly. Dr. Kat is excelling, a rank 4, 6, almost a 7. Kathleen Trost, Doctor of Physical Therapy over here. Niles, Pro 4, amazing body worker and physical therapist. And, Marcy Steiner is an elite Pro 7, should be a Pro 8, has the numbers to be there and will be there any second. Okay, guys, I hit level 9 a couple months ago.
And I enrolled her.
And Marcy enrolled her. So it just shows you can outrank your enroller. You can outrank your enroller, even if they have all your volume underneath them, because you have to set up your business a certain. You have to have enough distributors, and some people, you get a little out of balance, but you get back in balance, but you just keep working. We're going to teach you guys how to do this. This is a new business for me. I've never been in this industry before, and so Marcy was, very successful in the industry and has really trained me and a lot of us. And we also have in our group, we have tremendous depth of knowledge of the industry that are all working with us to help us grow our businesses. We have in our upline a Master Pro 10 who was the fastest one. She's the only female that hit it on her own. The fastest one in the company in 22 months, hit the top ranks. And she's making more than that every month. She's amazing. Her name's Carrie Dickey. So what I want you guys to see, because I was a financial advisor and I still am, is I like to ask people, what is your plan for freedom? Now, maybe it's not even freedom. It's just, what is your plan for just survival, right? Freedom sounds like, wow, that's really out there. But there has to be some kind of a plan that you have to set forth. And a lot of people just bury their head in the sand. And I want to acknowledge that this type of a plan is one that really can work because you can do it in the spare time of your life, which is when you're in your car, or maybe when you're watching TV at night, you turn the TV off for an hour and you make some phone calls. You have to make a plan and execute the plan, or you will never have financial security, period. And I've talked to people about this for 30 years. So you can, and what I like about this business is this is something we can all do together. And we can watch people succeed in the plan every single day. It's so cool. And their lives are changed forever because this is permanent. This keeps going. Now, if some crazy thing happened, I don't know. We can't guarantee anything. But people are taking Protandim. If somebody tried to take that pill away from me, I'd cut their hand off. I want that pill for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's changed my life. So this is really significant. And when you look at what you would have to have, let's just go to Pro 7, which is the $100,000 a month. That's the $10,000 mark. That's where we want to get everybody. That's the, that's our goal, is get you to Pro 7. Get to Pro 7. Now that's a game changer. You've got some options now with a over $100,000 a year income. Now things are starting to feel pretty good, like this was worthwhile, right? Does that make sense? Now, if you don't want that much, it's okay. But our goal is to help you get there because that's what we want. That's going to help us. So if you want that, you just have to tell somebody that sent you here, that's what I want. Or if you say, I want 5,000, that's what I want. We're going to work with you and show you how to do it. So, but just look at this. You would have to have $2 million in a bank account, in a side fund right now, saved for $10,000 of income. So at retirement, wouldn't it be nice to have $10,000 a month of retirement income? And then you've got your $2,500 a month or something from Social Security, maybe if you're 3,000, but 10,000. So that's the goal. I see that for a lot of people. Why not have 10,000 a month as your backup plan? We work on this for 5 years, get you that 10,000. You can do what you want. You can keep working on your other business, but let's get you to that place if you want to go there. So I like to drive that home because once you hit that rank, you start participating in every single product that's sold in the whole world. You get a little piece of every product, every pill or cream or something that they're using. You're going to get the whole world. You're going to get into those pools. So just to put into perspective, only 14% of people in the United States have $10,000 or more in a savings account. That's it. Those are the real numbers. That's from 2015. Maybe it's changed a little bit. Maybe it's gotten worse. Who knows? So what we're showing you is an option for your health, to empower you to take better care of yourselves, and also to take care of your financial health. And there are 3 options here as distributorships. You can also become a customer. We have many people are just customers, and we love customers. We have to have customers. To be a legitimate, real business, we have to have customers, and we have majority of our business is customers. But the people that want to participate, they have to join as a distributor. So these are the 3 distributor packs. They're all fantastic. The $1,200 and the $600 pack give the higher commission structure to people that join with those. This pack, the Freedom, is one that has half the commission. So most people don't use that. But we don't judge anybody. We just let you know whatever you do is going to duplicate in your business. So if you decide to join with a Freedom pack, no matter what you do, that's exactly what's going to happen. Everybody else is going to join with the Freedom pack because they're going to say, "What'd you do?" And you're not going to lie. You say, "I joined." "Oh, I'll just do that first, and then I'll upgrade later, or I'll do whatever." So I'm just telling you, we're trying to train people on how to run a real business. So we're encouraging people to use the bigger packs, and you also need the product to get started. It's just a fact of the business. So the majority of people do join with the Platinum distributorship. It also pays the highest commission. For people that want to sell those, you're going to make more money. And you're going to get someone positioned to be able to succeed better because they have more product and they can just know that they did the best. They can say, "I'm a Platinum distributor." So if you join and you sign someone up with a Platinum distributorship, you're going to make a $500 commission. Now, beginning November 7th, this is changing. So I'm just going to tell you what the changes are. See that preferred customer? When you sign up customers, it says 30%. It's going to 40%. Across the board, the company is going to pay a 40% commission on everything, distributorships and on customer orders. So that's a good thing. Now, it went down a little on the distributorship, but we are going to be signing up a lot of customers, and this is good for the company to pay a little bit more on that. So that's really the first way we get paid. Now, you see something that says maintain 200 PV. I just want to tell you guys, you're running a business if you join this, and your overhead expense, if you just think of it that way, is going to be $200. Now, the company doesn't require that you buy $200 a month, just so you know. They make you buy $40 so that you can get a check and be an active distributor. You have to spend $40. But you can offset the other $160 in order to qualify for your bonuses by signing up customers. But I will tell you, as a business owner, that you're better off just having a $200 auto ship, because your business will duplicate that way. You need to have the product anyway. You're going to be using everything in your family. It's tax deductible, and your business will be 5 times bigger if everybody duplicates that, because they're going to have the 200, plus they're going to have all the other customer volume. Your business will grow and duplicate properly. And if you want to get to Pro 7 and above, you have to do the 200. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. I'm just telling you. We've seen it. I've talked to you. I looked at my volume. I'm just going to show you these numbers because these actually makes me sick to my stomach when I look at this. Because we have about 7,000. I have, not you. You have way more than me. About 7,000 at the moment. I had 10, but we had a little thing where we're holding off a little business in China. Right now we're in a holding pattern. I had about almost 4,000 distributors over there. Everybody's on hold. It's fine. It's all good. Everybody's on hold right now. So I have about 7,000 distributors total. Not distributors and customers in my group. And I'm telling you that because I want you to see what this does. This is how we actually make money. This is the financial freedom, the financial management of your life. You join with your pack, you're buying products every month, so are your customers and distributors, and underneath all those orders are going to come in 9 levels down. You're going to make a small commission every single month on any orders that come in your organization. 9 levels down, you're going to get paid something. And when that happens, the exponential growth that occurs if everyone just does the 200, and that's the only thing we count. We're not even counting all the customers. We're just saying if everyone that you sign up, 5 people, let's say you only have 5, they all do 200, and then those 5 do the same thing, and then the same thing. What happens is you have all these distributors doing 200. And if you just had 3,000, you'd be making $40,000 a month just on that part. Now, I told you I have 7,000. Now, a lot of those are customers. Let's say I have about 3,000 distributors. They're not all doing 200. And if they were, they'd be making money, but they didn't listen. They just did $40 to stay active. And but because they're living in scarcity, they're afraid that oh my God, $200, you can't afford it. It's car payment or whatever. The point is, if they duplicated that, they'd be making $40,000 a month if they did this right. So I want you guys to think bigger, faster, because this is not unattainable. This is absolutely doable if we do this right. No reason that everyone in this room cannot have this type of a financial future. And it just gets better and better because the company matches the earnings of all the distributors in your group 5 levels down. They do matching bonuses. Has anybody ever had a profit sharing plan in your company or a 401k? And the company says, you put in this and I'll give you that. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what this company does. And they give it to you every month. They say, all the distributors that you enrolled, we're going to give you 10% of their earnings. Let's say you only have 5 of their earnings every month. Say if they're earning $1,000, make $500. I mean, they're going to be making more than that, but that's all they made. So just look at that. And those 3,000 people we talked about, that's extra $156,000 a month. If everyone did the plan I just showed, remember the one I just showed a minute ago when everyone had 200, that's how much everybody would be making. And there's no reason that we should have like Wall Street people in here going, are you joking? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't want to work at Goldman Sachs anymore. I want to hang out in Potomac and play with my Harley Davidson. Right? So this is where we want to get you to Elite Pro 7, because this is when you start to participate in global pools. 4% of total commissionable sales. Now, right now, companies doing over 200 million, 400, it's going to get bigger. This is where the action is. Long-term, extra bonuses on top of all the other stuff we showed you. This is worth working for. This is short-term imbalance for long-term balance in your life. So this is, total insanity if you want to go for it and be someone that works very, very hard. It's called network marketing. Work is the most important word. Work. Because without the work, you will never succeed in anything. There's no lucky sperm club in this company. There's no shortcuts. Nobody gets extra, nothing. Every single person has to do the exact same amount of work. There's absolutely no shortcuts, which is why this is the best journey that you'll ever take in your life. Because have you always looked for shortcuts, you guys? Anybody in here trying to get a shortcut? You've never looked for a shortcut.
I looked at working smart.
No,
but
have you taken a road and you said, you know what, I'm going to go a different way? Don't tell me you haven't looked for a shortcut. You're always trying to get somewhere.
I thought you meant in business.
No, any shortcut. No, I'm talking about the mentality of a shortcut. You got to get somewhere faster, right? You're going to go this way. You're
I
going
do
to
it
smarter.
every day.
Exactly.
Please.
Well, you know what?
Hello.
Yeah, but you can't do that in Life Vantage.
Well, there is a way.
Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe Marcy has the secret.
That's why we're partners.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, the point
Give me a
is,
bump on that, bro.
yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you just do the work, you're going to get the result. You don't need to take a shortcut, because this is very simple. This is not complicated. Did you see that 5 times 5 times 5 times 200?
Mm-hmm.
That's simple math. That's like from kindergarten. So is it what's in it for you? Is there something in this for people? Do you think most people could say there's something in this for me, right? Health, turning on my antioxidants, having the cells of a baby, that's in it for you. Having a longer, healthier life, making some money, being a part of a community that's changing the world. Is that something that means something to you, Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the
Big time.
foundation of who you are. Yes. So can you do this? Yes. Yes, hold on. Is it worth your time to do this business? Where else are you going to try? Where are you going to go and work like this with a team of people that are going to have been successful, that are going to lead the way and show you what to do? And you don't have to pay them anything. You have no overhead except $200. Your gas money, show up for a meeting, and do what you say you're going to do. That's what this is. So this is absolutely the most beautiful opportunity that I've ever seen, and I'm so proud to be a part of this. And I'm honored, Kat, that you asked me to come do this presentation with you. I'll be happy to work with you anytime. We're not even in the same groups. We all work together as a team. We're all helping each other, because this thing, we all need to work together, because there's not very many of us around here right now. So we're all supporting each other. So I'd love to open it up for questions, and I'll keep the recording going. So I speak loudly, and if you want to ask a question, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, I actually have 2 questions. First of all, I want to say you did a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, I learned a lot from you. And I think network marketing is really the direction to go with the economy and where everyone's going today.
Can you say that louder? Did you hear that? I think network marketing is the direction.
Be a visionary and knowing where the future is. It's like what Wayne Gretzky says. Hey, Wayne Gretzky makes you so great. And he says, well, I don't skate where the puck is. I skate where the puck is going.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of like, this is where the puck is going kind of thing. That interests me. And then also looking at the past, right? I look at the past, which is a little bit of part of history, and I look at the future. And in the past, in the Great Depression, who was the #1 person in the world in cosmetics? Who was the #1 person? Does anyone know?
Coco Chanel or Estee
Mary Kay.
Mary Kay.
Mary Kay blew Coco Chanel, blew all these people away. She was the #1 person in the world. And she did it through network marketing. And so that was a great time during the Great Depression, okay? That did really well. And then now going towards the future, I think health, my background is in the medical field. And so I believe in this, definitely. My question is, as far as targeting, I know that you were saying that the physician that did the clip, he kind of started as far as your branding or whatever through the internet, and that was really successful, and then the phone calls started coming in. Now, #1, is he still doing that on the internet? #2, are you going to be targeting physicians that have their own internet sites? How do you feel about that? And #3, how do you feel about targeting physicians? And then I'm done.
Yeah, great. And thank you. You have great feedback. I appreciate that. So the first thing is Dr. McCord is retired. So Dr. McCord was the developer of Protandem. and worked with us for a while. He was with us for a fairly long time, first as a consultant, then as a science advisor to the company, then as our chief science officer. And so he retired in 2012. And so since that time, we have other scientists that have led the research in terms of representing Life Vantage. We do not do internet marketing. We don't, as a company, have anything on the internet other than giving us tools that we can use to market our products. So as far as we have apps, we have 2 different apps that we have sharing, that we can promote and share videos and information with people, and then track the information, who's looking at it, how long they watched it. We also have training apps that actually will send videos to people to help them learn how to do the business, so that we're actually have a number of different ways that we're training. As far as the physician market, we do not generally, we're not, as far as I know, and I haven't met, we have a lot of physicians in the company that are distributors. Very, very successful doctors. They're not doing internet marketing. Now, are there people that are going to start to in the future? Probably.
And how do you feel about that? Winding up on when that starts getting involved more and more.
It's going to
people?
start to happen. This is what happens after we start to get more saturation.
Okay.
See, we don't want to do, we want to be very selective the way we do this. We don't want to just like scream this to the world. We want to be able to pick and choose, like the doctors. Yes, we do work with doctors. Is that a market that I would want to focus 100% of my attention? No, they're very difficult to get their attention. They're very busy, but they are in a crisis mode right now, and they're not making the money that they were making. And I have seen a massive change from the time I started 4 years ago, talking to doctors, to where we're getting the response today that we're getting, because everything has changed in 4 years in a major way. And doctors are very open to looking at different streams of income. They do have some resistance to direct sales. They don't know what they don't know. I think once we sit down with them and there's more doctors getting involved that are very well-renowned doctors, this is going to change, and it's already shifting now in a major way. So this is really a person-to-person business, Jackie. The way we approach people and talk to them about the business is not just by trying to find people online or anything. It's really about looking for people. I don't know how you guys met, but saying, Daniel, I've known you, you and I have been friends. You've helped me work out. You helped me with my alkaline diet. You helped me with my bone broth. You've done this awesome stuff to make me healthier with my Lyme disease. And I want to show you something, a project I started working on a few years ago, and I'm in phase 2 of my project. And I really have been wanting to talk to you about this because I really appreciate you as a business person, and I just don't want to leave you behind on this journey. I have something I need to show you. Do you have 15 minutes that I can show you a news report? And after you watch it, if you like what you see, I'm going to put you on the phone with some of my business partners. And we're going to overview what we're doing in relationship to this information. Are you open to that? We're not saying, oh, we're going to live longer with this pill. Here, we're going to sell pills. We're not doing any of that. We're setting up the distribution. We're calling people that we trust and respect and letting them know exactly what we're up to. And the first thing that we're going to share with them is the information. We're not attached to what they say. We're telling them it's a business right at the outset, and we're taking command of the conversation. And if they say, well, what is this one of those things? And, a lot of times we'll just say, you know what, this probably isn't for you. So I'll see you on the golf course tomorrow or whatever. Just end the conversation, because you really want to find people that are interested in a business. You do, because we're sifting and sorting right now. This is the biggest part. This is the biggest time right now, the next 2 years, to get to the business people. We're going to get the customers. We'll have millions and millions of customers. Right now, it's looking for business partners before somebody else gets to them. Do you understand? So we're not in scarcity mode. This is full-fledged abundance. We can still sift and sort. There's oysters everywhere. We're just looking for the pearls. Nobody's opened the oysters. They're just sitting there at the bottom of the ocean. It's like, go get as many oysters as you can and start shucking. And don't care if they say yes or no. You're just looking for a pearl. Pearl, no pearl, no pearl, no pearl, pearl, no pearl, no pearl, no pearl. Okay, you get it? So that's what we're up to. So we're going to do trainings this weekend, Marcy. On Sunday, Marcy's doing a training tomorrow night as well, a live training that you guys can participate in, and we'll be circulating that out. Sunday, we're going to do some calls. We're going to be doing some phone calls. We teach people how to do calls. We teach you everything that you need to know on how to run this business. And it's just baby steps when you get started. So don't feel overwhelmed. This was a lot of information, but this is something that it's like eating what do they say? Eat an elephant one bite at a time. That's what it is. So thank you. Yes.
Just a quick question. So I'm looking at all those people, all those numbers. the company is handling all of that.
The company handles everything for
I don't
you.
have to keep files. I don't
Nothing,
have
no
to keep-
files. Everything's
all that.
online.
Yeah.
There's an app on your phone.
Mhm.
It's called Life Vantage. Just
Yeah,
click
I saw
on it.
I saw that, yeah.
And all your whole back office. I can look up how many distributors I have, how many auto ships I have, what my check's gonna be. Everything's in there.
Mhm.
And all the money gets deposited into your account through something called ProPay. And it's all automated, and it's just super easy to track. Also, they give us a 1099 at the end of the year, so you are gonna have to keep track of your expenses, because you are an independent contractor. You have your own business. You can set it up in an LLC, an S corporation. You can do it individually. If you start out as an individual, you can transfer it to an LLC, no problem. So just get started and don't wait, because a lot of people want to set it up in an LLC, but most people start out individual and then they transfer it over, which is what I did. No problem. The company has a legal department. They take care of everything for you, and everything is completely taken care of, other than you doing your auto ship and then, you know, going out and talking to people. And that's even taken care of too, because you get supported.
I know, I can't believe that.
Totally supported. Totally supported.
That is what.
Yeah, it's
Blows me
amazing.
away.
Yeah, and you'll be more blown away when you start to participate, because you're not going to believe the support that you're going to get. It's going to be more than you will ever have imagined possible.
And it seems like to me, it's like third person. You have someone
Yes.
interested, so you have third person
Yes.
that really explains everything, and then
Right.
that's like the formula.
It is. That's the formula. And now with webinars, you can really even explode that faster, because we're a third party right now doing this, and there's people all around listening to this. And so you can invite people, which is great. It helps a lot. Make it even, you can grow your business a number of different ways. Yeah. So does anyone else have any other questions? I will. I'll download that on sure. So thank you guys, and thank you guys out
And
here.
it's good that the webinar is only a few minutes. It doesn't take much time. I'm sorry. you go on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Hey, guys. Hey, how are you? Wow. Hey, Diane. All right. We got some people on here. All right, ladies and gents. Have a great night. Go watch the election, and, don't take some Maalox to sit with, okay? A Maalox moment. Oh, thank you.